Okay. Yes, I know. I was getting way too excited. Ignore my messy bed in the corner. But yeah, I was getting way too excited, so I'm gonna bring it back and let's start again. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you've been having a lovely week so far. And I am here today with a sit down chit chat story time for you guys. I feel like a lot of things happen and then I just never have time to record it and then post it. I just end up talking about it with my friends and that's the end of the story. But I thought, why not share it with you guys, my YouTube family? So I am going to be talking about something that happened to me while I was in Nigeria over the summer of last year. And if you were on my snap, you probably heard me talk about it. I thought I was going to film it, but then a lot was happening and I wasn't ready to film it then and talk about it. But if you're on my snap, you probably would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, grab a cup of water and let's start. So over the summer of last year, I went back to Nigeria for holiday, as well as my parents' Iya. I explained in my Nigeria vlog what Iya is. It's basically the final rite of a traditional marriage in my tradition, which is Calabari. So I went back to Nigeria for holiday. So I spent part of my holiday in Port-Harcourt, which is a city, and then part of it in Abonima. And I've made 2 vlogs about it. So if you haven't seen them yet, make sure you go check that out. Anyways, so a few days into my stay in Port-Harcourt, we were preparing to go to Abonima for the ceremony. So we packed and everything, and then it's about an hour and a bit or two, an hour 30-minute drive from Port-Harcourt to Abonima. And Abonima is in River State, but it's on the outskirts of Port-Harcourt, so it's not too far out of Port-Harcourt. But then during the drive, you tend to pass a lot of police checkpoints and things like that, and in the process of that, like, it's not like I'm not aware of it, but I know it's a thing. But it's still, I was a bit shook about it. You always have to like give people money, even if they're not police. Like sometimes they're just, how do you refer to them? Agboros, basically. That's what they're called. They're just on the road and they act like traffic wardens, but then they're not. They're just there to collect money off every body who's like a taxi driver or bus driver. If you're in public transport, basically they always stop the drivers and take money, like 100 naira off them. And like the drivers never argue, because apparently it's a thing that you can't fight them. You either pay the money or they will stop you and frustrate your life. So rather than do that, people just give them the 100 naira, however much it is they ask for. So we passed a few of these. We didn't have trouble with that. But then you sometimes pass army checkpoints, and like the last time I was in Nigeria and I went to my village, there weren't that. I know the Agboros and people like that were always in the city, but driving out into Abonima, we used to have like maybe 1 or 2 police checkpoints. But then now every 10 minutes or so there's a new police, or it's either police or army checkpoint. So I noticed that there was so much of that, and they were actually checking people in some cases. In other cases, again, they were just taking money off people that went by. Like they weren't searching any cars. Anyone who went by, they just stop all the cars and you have to give them 100 naira and then continue your journey. So we passed a few checkpoints, and this must have been like the 3rd checkpoint, a few checkpoints behind. I also realized that they were beating people. Now I don't know what happened, because we didn't stop to ask. But then as we're passing, the guy was waving us to go, and then on the corner behind him there were these boys in a car. They got them out and they were beating them. They told them to lie on the floor and they were flogging them. And I found that very uncomfortable, because I don't know what they did, but whatever someone does, like they probably did something wrong. I doubt they did something really wrong to warrant that. In fact, I'm not even sure warrant that, because if they've done something wrong or something criminal, they should be arrested and charged and taken to prison, not being beaten and harassed in the middle of the road. So it didn't make any sense to me, but then not in Nigeria makes sense, to be honest. But it was just crazy, because like no one cared. Like no one asked any question, no one questioned them. Like it was just like another normal activity. Everyone just kept driving past while they were beating them in the corner of the road and asking them to lie down and they told them to strip and lie down. So they were only wearing boxers and they were lying down and they were flogging them in the middle of the road. And everyone just drove by like, and I was just like, wow, okay, so is this how it is then? Like, this is the norm now. So anyways, 2 checkpoints into hitting Abonima, I was vlogging like the scenery. So I was vlogging all the way from Port-Harcourt to Abonima, just to get like road scenes and things like that for the vlog. So we hit this checkpoint and I'm still filming the road, and obviously when you're going past the checkpoint you have to slow down a bit so that they can look and then decide if they want to search you or not. So we slowed down and like, I didn't have any problem, we didn't have anything in the car, and we just continued. But this time the guy, one of the army guys, literally stopped us and he was like, hey, stop there. And me, I didn't even think of, I was like, oh, okay. So the guy that was driving stopped, and he then crossed, because we were even on the other side of the road, he then crossed to the other side of the road where we were parked with his gun, him and another guy. And he then came to my window where I was, and I could see that he was really angry. He was already shouting, and he came to the window, he's there shouting and was like, are you stupid? Are you mad? Why are you filming us? Why are you snapping us? I was just like, oh, I'm not snapping you. I was literally recording the road. And like, this is me trying to explain that, oh, I'm just filming the road for YouTube, I'm vlogging. Like, even if you don't understand what vlogging, okay, I was not snapping you. Why would I want to snap you? And this is why I don't get, why would I want to snap you in the first place? And then like, if someone snapped you, or this is why I don't get why police or army people get so agitated around cameras. Is it because you're doing something wrong, so you don't want to be filmed, you don't want anyone to see what you're doing? If not, why do they get so agitated? Like, it's not just things like they just get really agitated once they see a phone and once people bring out their camera to record. And it's good that people are doing that, because there's so much nonsense goes without being publicized, or there's no evidence. So now people are actually recording stuff that happens to them, especially in the instances of police brutality. And I must say kudos to those people as well, because I just realized that is not easy either. So anyways, he's shouting that, oh, I'm filming him, and I'm trying to explain, oh, no, I'm not filming him. Now, our window was opened really slightly just for fresh air, and then he forced the window down. He was already trying to break the window, because he was like, give me that camera, I'm going to deal with you today, you stupid girl, I'm going to deal with you, who do you think you are? This is him shouting, and I'm just like, deal with me, I haven't done anything wrong. And I'm just like, I'm then shouting back. I was like, I'm not snapping you, I can show you the film, I can show you the video. You're not in the video, I'm not snapping you, I can show it to you. And he's not trying to listen, he's not trying to understand me. He's just shouting, I will deal with you, you stupid girl. Give me that camera. Now, obviously, I wasn't trying to give my camera to no one, because then I knew if I gave him the camera, he would most definitely break the camera. And yeah, why am I giving you my camera in the first place? I haven't done anything wrong. If you're saying I took pictures of you, I did not take pictures of you. So I refused to give him my camera. So he forced the window down and then put his hand into the car and then started dragging the camera with me. So I refused to let go of the camera. So at this point, me and him were literally doing tug of war with the camera, and I'm shouting, stop pulling me, because he's hanging his gun, and then he put one hand, so he has one hand on the camera, and then with the other hand he's trying to slap me, and I'm dodging his slap and still pulling the camera towards me. I'm just like, don't hit me, let go of the camera, I can't give you my camera. And he's shouting, I'm telling you to give me the camera, how dare you disobey my order, blah 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 blah. And then my brother is shouting as well. My brother is telling him, let go of her, calm down. My dad is in the front saying, calm down. She doesn't understand the rules and regulations around here, blah, 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 blah. She's not used to this area. And I'm like, what rules and regulations? There are no rules and regulations that say you can't film the road. Anyways, I refuse to let go of the camera. And he then points his gun at me. Like, because he gets tired of like the little tug of war. So after like a few seconds of us arguing, dragging the camera, he points his gun at us and he's like, everyone get out of the car. And at this point, the other guys on the other side of the road too are crossing. And like some of them are telling him, calm down, what's happening? He's not trying to calm down. He just pointed the gun. All of you, get out of this car. Trust them now. Or go on top. You have a gun, so you are above everyone. You are always right because you have a gun. So we, of course, got out of the car. And my dad is then trying to literally beg. I'm still saying, I'm not filming. Look at the camera. I can show you the video. I can show you the video. And my dad is also still trying to explain to them that, oh, she's not from here. But like, that didn't even make sense, because when I'm from here, like I'm based in Nigeria or not, should not really make a difference. But anyways, he's not trying to listen. And then I think he had a senior person, his Oga. So the Oga then tells all of us to come over. He was just like, what's happening there? You people should come. So we then all crossed to the other side of the road. Before we crossed, the other guys already shouting, I will deal with this small girl. I don't know who she thinks she is. And all this while he's shouting, he would deal with me, he would deal with me. I've never been so scared in my life. Because like all those, I don't know if you're on Facebook and you just see videos of like police brutality, people getting beaten by police or army people for no reason, either because they're indecently dressed or things like that. They're just getting like brutally bitten. And then I've just seen a few stops away, they were beating two guys, stripped two guys, told them to lie on the floor, and they were beating them. So when he's shouting, I will deal with you, all those images are coming back to my mind like, shit. But I then got to the Oga. I'm so glad the Oga was slightly more understanding. And I was like, oh, I really wasn't taking pictures of you guys. I was literally filming the road. And if you look at it, all you would see is actually videos. There are no pictures. And you would see that the video started from even before I got to your checkpoint. And you would see other videos of me filming other parts of the road before I got here. I was trying to just film the scenery. And he was like, oh, how do I know you haven't deleted it? I was like, because then you would see the video up to the point I got here before he then stopped us to say I was taking pictures of him. And then my dad is just trying to say, calm down, she's sorry. I'm just like, and then my brother is like, oh, can you stop arguing? Well, I'm not arguing. I'm just trying to tell you that I'm not taking pictures of you like you claim. So anyways, the guy seems to be more understanding. He's there, and my dad is really elderly, so I feel like the situation got calmer when my dad came out and like met the guy, because my dad is really elderly. And to be honest, like I feel like if my dad wasn't in the car with me, it would not have ended the way it ended. So anyways, my dad apologizes and is like, oh, she's sorry, as you can see, she's not filming you. If you don't want her to film, she wouldn't film again. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, settle us. That is the same police that is supposed to be protecting lives and property on the streets of Nigeria. And it's not something that's happened to me, just me. I see people complain bitterly about like maltreatment and that they face from like the police or army people, and I feel like that was my first-hand experience, and it was so scary, guys. It was so scary because you don't know what these people are gonna do with you. This is a man with a gun who is not willing to reason with you, and who believes he's right, and who believes he has the right to shoot you if you disobey his orders, regardless of whether you're a civilian, you're a criminal, tourist, what. It doesn't matter. They have a gun and they're ready to shoot you for the most minimal or the slightest misunderstanding. The first thing they do is point a gun at you. Why? Like now I'm laughing about it because like it was a few months back, but when it happened, like I got home and I burst into tears. I was crying because I was just like, why? I've not done anything. Someone's pointing a gun at me saying they'll deal with me, they'll shoot me, and you're hitting me. Why? Because you claimed that I was taking pictures of you, which I wasn't. I was filming the road. And again, like I said, I feel like my situation ended the way it did because my dad was there with me. If I was alone in the car, I don't know how that story would have gone. I would have definitely my camera would have been seized and broken, for one. I would have most likely been beaten like they tend to do, and the worst case scenario, they would have probably shot me and killed me. Why? Because you assumed that I was taking pictures of you. And I can't just, I just don't understand how it's gotten to that. Like, I've seen so many other cases. There was this girl, after it happened to me, along the same route, this other girl, she got the same thing. In fact, hers was worse than mine. Their reason for stopping her was because she had tattoo, and she was wearing like a short sleeve top, so her tattoo was on display, and they were like, she must be a member of a cult or a criminal gang for her to have tattoo on her body and for her to be bold enough to show it. So, and she was in public transport. They told her to come out of the bus that she was in and beat her up, put her in their police van and took her to their station and held her there for a few days because she had a tattoo. So it's things like that. Like, they don't investigate, they don't want to reason. Like, they're just, I'm not saying this is how all police people or army guys, it's not all of them obviously, but a huge majority of them are like this. They're just really angry. Like, it's not, in fact, even with that, I don't even think it's just police people. I found that even when I got to Nigeria, people are just angry. Like, everybody's just angry, agitated and bitter. And like, the things with the police and army guys, they're angry guys or angry people who have a gun on them, so they can exercise their anger by shooting at you. So it's just a bit mad. Sorry, I'm getting really thirsty. Even when I was narrating this story on my snap, so many people kept texting me and saying that I'm really lucky my dad was with me, that they would have definitely beaten me one and like probably shot me. And again, you're in the middle of nowhere, so they can do just about whatever they want to you. Like, this is another thing, you can't even report to anybody. Who are you going to report to? They don't have badge numbers, names, or senior off, like there's no like even hierarchy. So because I even tried like researching and stuff like that, I even sent an email to the head of the police department as well. Of course, nobody got back to me, but there's also nobody to even report to, so no one to even follow up or chase these actions that are carried out on poor civilians who just want to go about their everyday business. And it's actually so worrying and mind-juggling, because like every day I forget about it and I'm living my normal life, and then I go on Instagram or Facebook and then I see another story of police brutality. In fact, last week I saw this one where they did shoot the guy and the guy died on the spot because he had a disagreement with someone else who was not part of the police, but he was friends with the police. So he called his police friends to come and deal with the guy, and their version of dealing with the guy was to shoot the guy. Why? I feel like they've suddenly lost the concept of how valuable human life is. It's so easy to literally get triggered by the slightest thing and they point a gun and they're ready to shoot. They're ready to shoot. Like, I wonder how these guys vetted before they're even giving guns. Like, do they just come into the police system or the army and they just give everyone guns? I don't get it. And like, the fact that there's the slightest trigger, they're ready, very ready to shoot you. And they're ready because then they know that they felt like nothing's going to happen to them. The worst that will happen is that it will go on social media, and that's about it. Maybe one in 50 situations, okay, the person would be prosecuted or stuff like that. But how many times does that happen? And it's just really, really sad. And I thought, okay, this is a story that I really need to share, and I've been dragging it for a long time, and it's just about high time I told my own story, and hope that it goes out there. And other people, if you've actually ever experienced any form of police brutality before in Nigeria or anywhere else, share your story in the comment section. I'd like to know what happened, and how did you go about solving it? Were you able to report it? Were you able to prosecute the case? What happened? And because with me, like, we went home and that was the end of it. and we had the whole ceremony and then went back to Port-Harcourt, and that was the end of it. But then I know, like, it just happens way too often for my comfort. That's my problem. Like, I'm not the one-off. It's something that happens day in, day out. Every day there's one form of police brutality going on here or there, and I'm just seeing it, especially on Facebook or even Instagram. I'm just like, when will this stop? And the thing with me is that I find uncomfortable is that it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to point a gun at someone to get your point across. The fact that you're angry doesn't give you the right to point a gun at someone and shoot, or the fact that you think the person is disrespecting you. That's not a good enough reason for you to even start beating people in the middle of the road and asking people to strip, and then you go as far as shooting people and pointing guns at people. It's just absolutely uncalled for. I feel like I'm more comfortable talking about it now because I've been able to like process the whole thing and like calm down and take it all in. Whereas before, I remember when I was telling the story on my Snapchat, I was literally in tears because I actually could not believe it had just happened to me. But this is something that can literally happen to just about anyone for the most trivial reasons, for things you probably can't even think of right now. And yeah, I just say just be careful out there, guys. If you experience any form of police brutality, please share your story in the comment section, and I'd like to read about it. So that's it for me, guys. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.